You heard the Prime Minister there, ladies and gentlemen. With me in the studio is now what I call a former Congress media coordinator, Radhika Khera. Radhika, thank you for coming. I know that we spoke earlier, but that was on a live link, and I thought that given the kind of trending impact of this story and what you're revealing, that many people would like a warmer, deeper conversation face to face. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Radhika, let's go to the clear issue out here. You're saying that you have been victimized in terrible ways for being a Ram Bhakt.
Yeah.
What would you like to start with? How you were victimized, or how it started with your going to the Bhavya Ram Mandir?
You know, it started with when the Murti Sthapna took place.
Okay.
That is when I had a Sundarkand part in my house, and there was a big celebration, family and friends, and I put that out on social media, and the entire thing that was taking place at my house, and I really appreciated the entire fact, and I was always against the party condemning and not going for the inauguration. Fine, you don't want to go, you should go the next day. I was always in favor that you should always visit. You should not be a political, you know, just for your, during election, you want to go to Mandir. That should not be the case. And if you really are a Shiv Bhakt, you would always go to Ramji's Mandir. So at that time, when I put in my reels, I put in my pictures, I was really, you know, pulled up by my communication department.
Pulled up?
By my communication department, and they asked me to take off those pictures.
Which communication department, led by whom?
The communication department, which I am a coordinator.
Who's the head?
Ram Ramesh.
Ram Ramesh pulled you up for putting...
My department told me that I should be less Hindu. I am very aggressively advocating Hinduism on my debates.
Ram Ramesh told you that?
The department told me that.
Who? I mean, who in the department?
The coordinators. Obviously, on it was Ram Ramesh's words. Why would the coordinator...
They quoted Ram Ramesh.
Yeah, why else would the coordinator ask me to be less Hindu?
Which
why
coordinator?
Just regular people who coordinate, kaun debate pe jayega, just for the phone calls.
They told you to be less Hindu?
Yes, they said that you're always too Hindu. You're very aggressively taking a stand on Hinduism. And I always took a stand. I would never go on a debate which was anti-Hindu.
Okay.
And I was always against the stand that the party took, that we don't join debates on Ram Mandir.
Yeah.
And I was always asking and requesting, in fact, the party should highlight the fact that Rajiv Gandhi ji was the one who opened the gates of the Man temple. But I was always asked to keep quiet.
So they
and
told
not
you,
go
why have you put out your pictures on the social media? You should not be so Hindu.
Yeah, because...
What did they want you to be?
No, why am I celebrating the entire thing? Because it's a Bharatiya Janata Party event.
Okay.
You know, so...
And then what happened?
Then I was asked to take that off, but I didn't. I did not succumb to the pressure. And I was stopped being sent on debates.
They stopped sending you on debates
regularly.
Because they felt you were too Hindu.
Yeah, that I was told always. Okay. That I'm too Hindu. And you
what
know,
should you be? More Christian? More Muslim? More Parsi when you're not?
Exactly. I mean, when you talk about being secular and you talk about Samvidhan ke Rakshak, the Samvidhan talks about being secular and allowing me to practice my religion and being allowed to take it forward.
Now tell me about the punishment. How did they punish you? How
like,
did things go downward?
I was not given tasks. I was not, you know, if every time there was something, I was kept out of it. And as a media coordinator, my roles were reduced.
Okay.
And then after that, when I visited the Ram Mandir and I paid my respects, I took my mother over there. I came back actually, you know, tan, man, Ram mein hoke wapas aayi. It was an experience that I cannot put in words. I still get goosebumps when I think about the 20 minutes that I got to spend at the Ram Mandir. It was a beautiful place, and I can't, you know, put it in words, that experience of visiting there. And then I again put out pictures. I put up pictures and videos of saying Jai Shri Ram. Again, I was pulled up. And each time I was pulled up, I was also accused of being in contact with the Bharatiya Janata Party. So if I would wear an orange color suit to the Congress office, Acha, tum log BJP mein ja rahi ho. Okay. This is what the office bearers would say of the communication department. If I would go to Ram Mandir, 100%. You know, even today there was this person who was in Priyanka Gandhiji's team in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, which was running from right next to the Indian Youth Congress office. So his name is Suresh ji. He, you know, even went on to Twitter to say this. He said, oh, you know, when I heard you talk about the Ram Mandir in Chandigarh, I was very sure you were in touch with the Bharatiya Janata Party. So if you talk about the Ram Mandir, you are in touch with Bharatiya Janata Party. If you wear orange clothes, you're in touch with Bharatiya Janata Party. If you pray to Lord Ram, you're in touch with Bharatiya Janata Party. If I'm a Hindu, then I'm in touch with Bharatiya Janata Party. if I cannot, I don't understand what this obsession is.
So if you go to church, you're secular for the Congress?
Yes, if I go to church, I'm secular.
If you go to a mosque, Jama Masjid, you're secular?
Yes, but if I go and pay my respects to Ram Lalla, then I am.
Is it really true? I mean, it's like
I used to think that.
I mean, like, you know, I also got that sense, and a lot of people say that, you know, this Congress party has forgotten that the most profound Hindu was Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know what happened after Sonia Gandhi took over.
Every time I would get this from family and friends that tumhari party Hindu virodhi hai, Ram virodhi hai, I would just laugh it off, and I was like, nahi, it's not possible. In 22 years, that's not possible. I would never believe it. Because I come from a party and an ideology I have followed for 22 years where, like you said, Mahatma Gandhi ji was our tallest leader. And her Congress ki sabha started with Raghupati Raghav Rajaram. So that party being against Ramji is, and when I witnessed it for the first hand experience that I had, you know, writing that letter, banning going to the entire event. If it's an event, you should have gone the next day. Fine, you don't want to go for the event. And I still don't see any harm in going for the event. So what? Whoever.
Do you think you have a problem with Hinduism? It's tough being a Hindu. But before I go into...
It's tough being a Hindu in the Congress.
It's a tough being a Hindu in the Congress?
Yes. It's, I think, वो कहते हैं ना श्राप है अगर आप हिंदू हो कांग्रेस में अगर आप.
But you have to say that basically you have to try and deny your Hinduism.
You have to keep your religion hidden if you're a Hindu. See, it's a known fact. It's a known fact whether it's the state Congress offices or the Congress office. We always celebrated Eid, we always celebrated Ramzan, but we never celebrated Diwali. And I've seen this, you know, when I was in the Indian Youth Congress as a national secretary, I paid my own money to put up lights in the Indian Youth Congress office on Diwali. And I got the entire office decorated. Who is
anti-Hindu? Rahul, Priyanka,
everyone.
Sonia?
Nobody. Even when I was in Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee office, even then I put up all the lights and everything. And I was like, when we celebrate Ramzan, why cannot we celebrate Diwali? Diwali is celebrated.
Why not?
So I saw that, but I used to ignore it. I said maybe they don't want to celebrate any, but I used to keep on ignoring it. Ki nahi, it's just a.
No, viewers, this is when the story begins to turn. Now here comes the ghastly part of the story. Radhika said today, and I thought it was brave of her, she said that there was one day when, you know, all of this started after she went to the Ram Mandir, after she put up a Jai Shri Ram flag on the door of her house. And then she says on one day it became so bad, and if you don't mind my sharing a little bit of detail with it, she said some people in the Congress told her, you must drink with us, you must have some
They
alcohol.
offered me, they called me.
They offered you?
Yeah, they came to my room, they offered me, they called me continuously. Ma'am, madam, आपको कोई भी brand चाहिए आप मुझे बता दीजिए, आपके कमरे में बिल्कुल चुपचाप आ जाएगा, and any snacks that you want with it, कुछ साथ में चाहिए और हमारा लड़का लेने जा रहा है सामान आपके लिए भी ले आएगा. Then the other chairman called me कि आप बताइए बिल्कुल आपकी privacy maintain होगी, आप फिक्र मत करिए, मैं आपका भाई हूँ. I don't know which भाई in their सभ्यता in Chhattisgarh offers alcohol.
Senior Congress leaders?
The state chairman, media chairman and his senior spokespersons. This was in Korba when we were at the Yatra, staying in the hotel.
During this Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Yeah, at night. So we would stop at the hotel.
So during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, there was the serial harassment of a senior lady Congress leader, and now she will tell you herself what happened. Tell me about the day tell our viewers about the day when you were locked up, the night when you were locked up in the room by 3 men. So, and these are the ghastly stories that none of the YouTubers covering the Bharat Jodo Yatra will share. Yes, please, go on.
So this happened during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and I raised this with Sachin Pilot ji, with Rahul Gandhi ji's team, with Jai Ram Ramesh ji, who was continuously at the Yatra, and I raised this with the state president Deepak Baid, and everyone just ignored it. So eventually, after a couple of days when no action was taken, and my first thing was that the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra should not be a failure, and we should look at the larger picture and work on that, and maybe we can sort this out later, because I managed to handle it. I kept my door locked. That nothing happened. Then I went back to Delhi, and I came back after a month or so after I went to the Ram Mandir. And after that, 6 or 7 days after I went to the Ram Mandir, I came back to Raipur, and I was working for the past 1 month, and I had been continuously picking up this issue that the state media chairman is working against the party. You know, it's very strange that people are, when we are fighting an election, and it's a very, you have to see the person that you're fighting the election against. Modi ji is huge, and fighting against him and going against, and that man Sushil Anand Shukla was going against the party, ensuring that the party didn't get media coverage, and I continuously picked that up. So one day I went to his room to inform him about Pawanji's visit, and it was around 6 in the evening, And I spoke to him and I said, this is the schedule. And he started screaming and shouting at me. And he said that he's going to resign the next day when Pawanji is here. Why? Because I coordinated with some media houses that for Pawanji for a cup of tea to just have a conversation. And then he started screaming and he hurled such abuses. Arnab, I've been in student politics. I started politics at the age of 17, and at college it's a time when I think youngsters know the maximum number of abuses, but I have never heard those kind of abuses in my entire life. They were horrible, and I'm standing there, he's sitting on the table and he's abusing me. He has his finger out like that and continuously abusing me. And then when I told him that, you know, I'm your in charge, I'm a woman, you should not be abusing me, it's not like that. And he again started abusing me, and he started telling me to get out of the Congress office. And in Hindi, "Bahar nikal," and you know, all that. You could have to see his face. It was like a demon, actually. So I screamed and I asked for the staff that was sitting outside, please go call the General Secretary organization to come and help and interfere. But no one got up. When I asked for help, that man just made a signal, and there were 2 other men sitting in that room. They went to the door and locked the door from inside. So I was there, and there were 3 men in the room, and the door was locked from inside. For about a minute and a half, the door was locked. And that is when, I don't remember which of the 2 men locked the door from inside. But that 1.5 minutes was probably the longest minute of my life till now. I have never experienced anything like that. For us, the Congress office is a sacred place. It's equivalent to a temple. That is, like your studio is your temple. The Congress office is our temple. We leave our house, our family, stay there for months on our own expense. For what? Basic respect. And then just because, you know, I can't even put it in words, that experience. And I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. After about, I don't know how long that, I think that was the longest minute of my life. I picked up my phone and I had the recording on, and I told him, you're live on Facebook. That is when they backed off a little, but those 2 men continued to guard the door. And I had to literally push them because they were a little scared, thinking that everything is live and my camera was on. And I pushed them, I opened the door, I ran screaming. My BPM was on 154. And I thought I would faint or fall. I don't know how I reached down. I think that period from the first floor to the time I reached the General Secretary's office, I go blank. How I reached, I don't know. And I was crying over there, and someone made a video which went viral online. And I called up every leader, from Sachin Pilot ji to Jairam ji, to Bhupesh Baghel ji, to Pawan Khera ji. And it's been 7 days today, Arnab. No action, no show cause notice.
Did you pick it up with Priyanka, Rahul? Sonia?
Yes, I wrote to Rahul Gandhi ji, to Priyanka Gandhi ji. Rahul Gandhi ji's PA wrote back to me and said that I should pick it up with Jairam ji. And I had already picked it up with Jairam ji. So when I messaged Jairam ji at 1:54, 1:30 at night, he read the message at about 7 a.m. and he called me around 12 or 1 because I had already started tweeting. And the call only came because I had picked it up on social media. And he called me, and I missed the call because I was at the doctor. I had to go to the doctor again and again. And I called him back after 20 minutes, he didn't take my call. Then no calls from him again. Then I tweeted again when Priyanka Gandhi ji came to Chhattisgarh. I tweeted because I had messaged her office, I had messaged Sandeep saying no response. So since I was one of the 200 odd people she followed on Twitter, so I put it out on Twitter requesting her that since she's coming to Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram's Nanihal, and she talks about ladki hu lad sakti hu, and her own Bhupesh Baghel is shilling that man, she should at least talk about Nyay. There was no response.
What link does all this have to your going to the Ram temple? Let's pick it up there, because you said this entire issue, the way you've been treated in the Congress and now you've quit the Congress, is because you said you were a proud Hindu and you were not hesitant about it. You didn't
See,
pull
the
back.
party refused to talk to me, engage with me, because they were upset with me on this issue. They were continuously upset that I was going to, and this just happened 20 days, I went to the Ram Mandir just 20-25 days before this whole incident happened. And they were continuously pulling me up, and I used to keep saying, and they said, no, you know, for everything, just check. If you check out my entire record, for 1 month, I was kept off debates immediately after I went to the Ram Mandir.
Yes.
And the only time they did send me out aggressively was when Gaurav Vallabh ji and Rohan Gupta ji went and left the party. And I was told that since you have been to the Ram Mandir, you will go and counter them aggressively, saying that कि देखो मैं तो राम मंदिर होके आई और मुझे किसी ने नहीं रोका. And I had to do that, for which now the Congress party is again trolling me. God help them. But I was asked that at that time I was an asset to them. Otherwise, I was literally like, they say na, achhoot, because मैं राम मंदिर. And continuously I was told, you know, कि बस करो, अब और हिंदू नहीं. And which is why otherwise there is no other problem in the party that I had. They could not pull me up because of my work.
You're saying that being a Hindu, you don't have career progression in the Congress?
Absolutely not. You know, there's no career progress, and if you tell people that you're a Hindu, tab to bilkul hi nahi. Unless or if you pretend that you do not follow your religion, or you're not a very cutter Hindu, or even if you don't go to the temple, then yes, you are the best. But the day you start going to the temple or you pray to Lord Ram ji se to khas दुश्मनी है. मतलब राम जी का नाम लेके लाल हो जाते हैं.
किसकी दुश्मनी है?
राहुल गांधी जी की, प्रियंका गांधी जी की, जयराम रमेश जी की. That is why that letter came out, right? It had to have the approval of Rahul Gandhi ji and Priyanka Gandhi ji. Mallikarjun Kharge ji is just a mere puppet. He does what Rahul ji says. But they go to mandirs, they do all the temple hopping. They have the temple run during elections. How can otherwise, Arnab, tell me, how can a person who's a Shiv Bhakt ignore Lord Ram? शिव जी ने खुद राम जी की पूजा करी थी जब उनसे मिले थे, और दोनों ने एक दूसरे की पूजा करी थी. Anyone who is a Shiv Bhakt will always pray to Ram ji. And anyone who is a Ram Bhakt will always pray to Shiv ji.
Now, there are many reasons why people have quit the Congress party recently, but I must say yours is the most remarkable. I've set up a debate. We have someone from the BJP and someone pro-Congress also joining the debate. It's a versus format that we're introducing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 1 versus 1. My understanding with Radhika is she does not want to be on the debate, but I don't want you to go away either, because I want you to look at how we are looking at the issue.
I would definitely like to come in if I see something wrong being done.
Yeah, you are free to defend yourself.
Thank you.